To make concern, it's a cool podcast. Listen with your friends or listen with your dog, man. Subscribe today or I'll be in your closet. To make concern, that's a really cool podcast. Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of To Make Concern. We are back once again with another episode for y'all. How are you today, Steven?
As I stated before we started recording the podcast, I woke up approximately 42 minutes ago.
Yeah. Before this podcast started, I had to call him, and I texted him. I was like, "Where is he?
Usually, what happens
is he on to justify this this absence?" And it turns out he was just sleeping.
Yeah, usually what happens
Turns out
is
he's a heavier sleeper than I am when it comes to
I'm surprised because usually what happens whenever I'm sleeping, when we're supposed to record the podcast, is Will calls me because we're supposed to record, and he's like, "Hey, where are you?" And then I'm like, "Oh," because I'll wake up to the phone ringing, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, just give me a minute." But this time I didn't wake up to it, and so I just woke up an hour later to 2 missed calls.
And what's funny is when I called you, it was at 11:50, and I was also had just woken up. So you gotta understand, I'm also had just woken up, but I've just been awake for about an hour or two more than you have.
Yeah, luckily I don't need that long to wake up usually.
Yeah, we're gonna get a burst of energy from Steven today, everybody.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. And in this podcast, if you've never seen it before, this is where I bring up topics as me being the host, and my co-host Steven, the newly awakened form.
Newly awakened form.
He will respond, and he may or may not know what I'm talking about. But today, he should know what I'm talking about because according to my notes section of the topics that I literally just document every time I think of an interesting topic, you should know about all of these or some of these. And even if you don't know, I will explain it to you as per usual, and hope that you can understand my ramblings.
You're yapping.
My yapping.
World's number one yapper.
Trust me, once I turn on my yappinator mode, it'll go off. It'll go on for years. Not years, that's a little hyperbolic.
I don't know.
And Steven, listen. That's
or at least,
how it goes.
well, I listen and I do my best to process what it is that is being said.
And he'll do all this while playing Risk of Rain 2.
No, that's fake news.
Discord
That's fake
handle.
news. That's fake news. I don't think he knows what he's talking
regressing,
about.
ladies and gentlemen. He said he was turning a new leaf, but he's gone back to playing Hello Kitty games while doing the podcast.
No. See. I think there's been a bit of a misunderstanding here.
What's miscommunicating? You or Discord?
I think Discord is lying. I don't know what Risk of Rain 2
so
is.
You're saying that Discord is lying on your behalf?
I mean, yeah, apparently. I
think we have a case of if we're to believe you, then that means Discord is having a bias. Discord is biased. That's the title of this podcast episode.
Discord is biased. I mean, we already know Mario Kart is biased, so
yes.
I look forward. Before we started the podcast, I was talking about how I was playing Stardew Valley yesterday with my roommate, and he didn't know what it was, and I made a comment about him usually not playing video games. He was like, "I'll have you know that I occasionally get on the Wii and play Mario Kart." So
I don't
apparently,
have an Xbox, but it's still in my it's still packed up in my college container thing because I haven't. The only thing I play on it is Minecraft, and my Xbox controller is broken. So
yeah,
until I decide to get a new one, or if I can find my other one, I'm just not interested. So,
but he said he's apparently been practicing Mario Kart to try and not get utterly destroyed the next time we run that.
Yeah, but I've been playing the Grand Prix. I've been trying to complete the Grand Prix, and I'll have you know, I've been getting 3 stars on on courses.
Okay.
So I
Good
hope
job.
that has you scared.
That really doesn't. You're beating AI. Wow, good job.
It's 3 stars is more than 2 stars.
I I mean, I guess that's true.
I'm just desperately trying to get Steven to be afraid of me. Just like,
Please, I'm scary. Please.
Yeah. And for the people who don't know what Mario Kart Wii is, or don't know the
It's
mechanics of
only
it,
the greatest racing game of all time.
they don't know what we're talking about, and they're just like, I don't know what this is. Maybe I should click off. And I should give you a reason why we're not going to click off. We are going to go into the first topic, where I'm going to tell a little bit of a story about what's going on in my life. You know what I mean? Just,
We get the Will's life story. It's Will approved TM.
Yeah, so in 2003, I'm not going to give my entire life story.
In 2003, someone made a massive mistake. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I've said this yet, but apparently on the exact date that I was born, August 15th, 2003, there was a blackout in America. And I would like to think that that was not an accident. That was not a accident. That was or at least not in the sense that someone else, like an electrical worker, was behind it. No, it was me coming to this world and just knocking out America with the news that I have arrived.
They just couldn't handle it. It was too much.
It was too much. Yes. All right. So since being back home, I have returned to my workplace at Wendy's, and I've just been working there.
How was that, by the way? Did they just did they just say like, "Oh, you're back in town. Let's just hire you again"?
Yeah, like whenever I arrive, whenever I visit back here over like college, I always visit Wendy's, and my manager, who I worked with for years, I visit her, and she's like, "When are you coming back? When are you coming back?" And I'm just like, "I'm still in college. I'm not back for the summer yet." But when I came back for the summer, I came back. I had to reapply so I could get my name back into the system. But once I did that, then it was basically like, "All right, you're hired."
They didn't even They didn't even make you do an interview or anything.
Nope, no interview.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because what would be the point of an interview?
I mean, yeah, I guess they already kind of know you.
If they already know me, then what's the point?
Well, I'm just kind of used to what it's like, to how it works at Publix. Because at Publix, if you quit at Publix, then you have like, I think it's like 6 months after that you can come back, and like they'll hire you back on immediately, and then after that you have to go through the whole hiring process again.
Really? All right. Well, I mean, I still had to go through the process of signing up and like reapplying.
Yeah, but like you didn't like have to do an interview or anything.
Right. So
I think at Publix, I don't know actually. I mean, I never went back, and I'm never going to either. So.
Okay. But yeah, I'm just going back to Wendy's because it has people that I'm familiar with. I already know,
Yeah,
manager. Manager, if you're watching this, you know who you are. You're the absolute best. I love you to death. She watches these podcasts, or at least she tells me she does.
She's one of our viewers.
But yeah, one thing that I've noticed about coming back is in the speaker, they've implemented a new thing where whenever a car drives through the speaker,
drives the speaker.
Drives up to the speaker, and it triggers the the sound. Apparently, there's a new thing where a automated voice message will read back immediately.
Where it says, "A Wendy's employee will be with you soon."
No. Here's what it says. It says, and I think I have the. It says, "Hi, will you be using our rewards app today?"
Yeah, because that's the first thing that every fast food employee asks.
Yes. it will automatically say it, and I can tell it gets annoying having to like try to turn it off and just like answer normally, you know? Because very rarely will people even know about this rewards app. I don't even know if I'm 100% sure.
What?
Like, I'm not even sure if I'm 100% sure what a rewards app is. I think it's just our regular app, but I don't know. Like, no one cares about it.
They do that they do that at McDonald's too. Like every time I go to McDonald's, they're just like, "Hi, will you be using your mobile app today?"
And it's like, no. I'm just here to
I'm here because I am a broke college student and I need to eat.
I'm just here for food. I don't need an app for that. I don't care about your buy 500 apple pies, get 2 free deal on the app. So because of this, obviously people are going to say no. I don't have that. But I think this thing is a very good indicator in how people respond. And like how nicely versus how not nicely some people will answer it.
So you can tell what kind of customer you're going to be working with.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good indicator of what kind of customer we're going to be working with. For example, the ideal response would be, no thanks.
No thanks.
But there are some people who will like hear it and they'll be like, no.
What? Why would you even ask me that question? You.
That's the tone that they'll like say it. They'll be like, no. Just like, no. Just like, absolutely not. And that type of response always has me chuckled because like it's just like they're getting so angry over a simple question. It's like, yeah, it's pointless, but like, do you have to say it like that though?
Do you really have to be a bitch about it?
If I'm ever taking orders, one day I might just be like that and be like, all right, what can I get for you? Also, stop being a bitch.
Yeah, just take note, Will's manager at Wendy's. That's what he's gonna do. So I would take that into consideration before you consider hiring him.
Trust me. She already knows a lot of the stuff that I want to say to customers. Like if a customer like orders something that I like really don't want to have to make, like someone's like, "Hi, can I get 4 apple pecan salads?" I'll like go on my headset and I'll hit the buttons where only the workers can hear me and not the customers, but I'll just hit and be like, no, why do you need 4 salads? Why? Like I will do that. Like,
yeah, unfortunately for me, when I'm standing at the cash register, I don't have that option.
I mean, you could like turn off the headset and then hit the crew only button and be like, no.
No, I meant at Publix.
And then oh, you're talking about at Publix.
Yeah, well, that was the only customer service job that I ever worked at. So.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. That would be funny though if you could just like mute yourself and then just scream.
So and they could still see me screaming, but they couldn't hear what I was saying. Like they know I'm pissed at them.
No, you get a pillow. You get a pillow and you're just like, okay, what can I get for you?
It's about how I felt like 90% of the time.
All right.
Yeah, I don't do well with people, man.
With people, man.
No, I
get it. You don't like men. Yeah. And this awkward silence is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. If you would like to play a game that literally everyone's been telling you about, then download in the link below. That's definitely there.
It's definitely...
You can definitely go look.
And it's definitely 100% legit and will not install a virus on your PC. So just click on it with confidence.
answer that real quick. That's something I've always been curious about. Like, trying to scam people out of money with like a link. That's one thing, but like, what's the point of putting viruses on computers? Like, what does that even do?
Usually it's so that you can steal like information from people's computers, because sometimes there's useful information on them. Like people will keep.
You need a virus. You need to install a virus on the computer to do that.
You don't necessarily. You need to install. Well, you need to install. You need to have some sort of software on there, and viruses are just one of the things that can do that. Like there are other types of software that can do that, but viruses are one of them.
Because to my understanding, viruses just exist to like make your computer buggy.
I mean, in some cases they do. Like some viruses, like a virus is like any kind of unwelcome software.
I guess I'm just really dumb as to how computer hacking and like malware works, but like I've always just viewed viruses as just being inconveniences that people do just for shits and giggles. Like,
I mean, sometimes, like I said, sometimes they can be, but it depends, really.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me exposing myself for being dumb, but I've always just viewed viruses as just like not being a means to steal information, but just being annoying. I don't know. Anyone in the comments can let me know.
Just confirm.
I'll call it a chat, Steven.
Just confirm whether either of us absolutely have no idea what we're talking about, chat.
No, I said don't say chat. That's my one rule. Don't say chat. It's weird. There's no chat. We're not live.
It's the imaginary chat. The comment section.
Just say comments. There's no chat.
But chat's funnier. Like, wouldn't you agree, chat?
Where's my pillow? It's out of reach. I'm screaming it again. Yeah, by the way, if you're wondering where I am, I'm literally in a corner of my room. Like, my bed is to my left right here, and this is literally a corner of the wall, and this is a chair that's, like, squeezed in. And this is quite literally the only place that I can, like, actually, like, place the table, because I'm on a, like, setup table that, like, you just, like, extend and fold. This is right here. I'm literally in a, this is supposed to be like a, type of chair that you push a button and, like, it'll raise up, but this chair is broken, but it doesn't really do that well. So I'm just in this chair. And also, part of this chair is, like, broken here, so it kind of gives the illusion that I'm, like, leaning at a weird angle, so...
So that's why it looks like you're just lean. I've always thought that you were just like leaned back a lot.
I am, but it's just like this chair doesn't have the. It's not durable enough anymore to just like sit upright. It just feels like I'm leaning back, just like whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah. At some point, I do want to switch this chair out and possibly throw it in the trash. And there's another chair in the living room that I want to see if I can't go ahead and grab it and place it right here and have it be my chair instead. But that'll be a task for another day, because after this episode, after we're done recording this, I'm gonna go work at Wendy's.
Yes.
And I'm gonna tell that manager all about how I mentioned her. But I didn't say her name or anything, so I'm not trying to put her on blast or trying to, reveal her name to the internet if she doesn't want me to. Because I did have a joke with her that I was going to reveal something. She said she's been trying to reveal something, and I said, what if I just say it out of context to random people on the internet and see if they figure it out? And she was like, no, why would you do that? That's crazy. I'm like, okay.
So there was this one guy this one lady that I used to work with. Her name was
I'm not even gonna give any hints, but yeah. And if you're watching this, I still love you. Please don't kill me in the back. I'm probably cleaning the grill or something as you're watching this.
This ghost walks up to you. Hey, Will, I saw the podcast. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a test. Let's do a future fourth wall break right now. Will's manager, if you are currently watching the podcast and you're listening to this timestamp right now, I want you to go find Will wherever he is in the restaurant and just say the word. What's a good word?
I don't know. You're the one who's telling you to say something.
I don't know. Just say the word chat. Yeah, if you're watching this right now and you're Will's manager, go find Will and say chat, just with no context. And then we will know.
And I'm gonna talk to future me. Hey, Will, listen to me. This is me in the past, and you're in the future. Tell your manager that's looking at you right now. Tell her this. Comment section. It's not chat. Yeah. All right.
All right.
What were we even talking about anymore? I feel like we always do this. We always derail conversation.
We were talking about your life story or something like that.
Yeah, I was talking about the the speaker automated system.
Yeah.
Saying
asking if you want to use your mobile app.
And people responding either nicely like, "Oh, no, thank you," or people are just like, "No," just like super aggressively. And I just wanted to point out that duality of men.
Men? Is it only men?
And women too, but it's mostly just the male redneck type voice, which is like, "No, I ain't signing up for no damn Wendy's reward app."
That's very accurate.
So yeah,
those were the same kind of people at Public, or you know the people, the old people. It's always the older people, but they'll be in the grocery store.
The old grumpy people.
Yeah, they'll be in the grocery store, and the machine tells them to remove their card, and they just are oblivious to it. And it just sits there.
I'm not surprised.
It just sits there beeping at them for 5 minutes, and then somebody has to say, "Sir, you can remove your card now."
Like, oh, what?
What's a card?
It's also those people who, I don't want to be too judgmental, but it's just some people who whose voice will sound like, "Can I get the number 3 with the..." It sounds like they're just withering away as they talk.
I mean, they practically are.
I just feel so bad. I'm just like, how are you able to drive? How are you? I just feel bad because you just sound like you're just withering away as you're just doing something as simple as just taking an order or just giving an order of food. It's just like, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's just like, and also too, there are those customers that'll try to start an argument over the smallest thing, or no, it's not even that. It'll be like, we'll have someone who's taking orders, but then they'll mishear what the customer said, and then the customer's solution
is to yell at them.
Yeah, just like, "I want a number 3 with Coke." Just literally screaming at them. I'm doing a lot of screaming today. By the time I go to work, I'm gonna have my voice gone. I'm just gonna be like,
and then of course, in proper fashion, they're gonna put you in the drive-through.
Dude, if they do, I am just refusing. I'm just gonna be like, no, can't you hear my voice? I am weak.
No drive-through.
I just start talking in a meathead voice, just like, no button, no drive-through, I work grill. I am grill man. I work
Grill
with meat.
man.
I work with chicken. I work with sandwiches.
He works with chicken, he works with sandwiches, and above all else, he works with chicken sandwiches.
Yes, I make the chicken sandwiches.
That's the only thing you make. If anybody else orders anything different, then they just have to call in someone else to come make it, because you can only make chicken sandwiches.
Like, Will, why aren't you making the burger? And I'm just like,
chicken sandwich only.
I've been locked out of that ability. I can only make chicken sandwiches.
I haven't unlocked the ability to make anything else yet.
They locked me out of my burger making ability. I can only make chicken. I can only make chicken sandwiches. I'm sorry. Man, this is quite the explosive episode. Because I'm going very bombastic with my delivery and my
we've been talking about Wendy's
explanation of things. So let me pivot over to a new topic. All right, so Steven,
yeah.
I want to ask you this. Am I the only one who's been noticing that whether it be grocery store or wherever, places that used to serve ices, they're starting to like take ices out and replace them with slushy machines. Like, I'm noticing this for quite a sizable amount of not grocery stores, but like certain places like gas stations. Like they used to have ices and then they take them out. Have you noticed anything like that?
No, because I usually don't pay that much attention to well, first of all, I don't really go to gas stations that much, and I actually don't remember seeing a grocery store that has an icy machine. I've only really seen those in gas stations.
I didn't mean to say grocery store, I just meant to say gas station.
Yeah, so
I only a place that have ices, or like sometimes I'll go to Subway and see them, and then there's another place called Auntie Aunt's that used to have ices, but now they just have a slushy machine. And there's this Chevron that I used to go to that had icy machines, but now they just have slushy. So now I'm just wondering, like, what's going on?
I wouldn't know. Like I said, I don't really go to gas stations for shopping, because I mean, the only reason I ever go to a gas station is to get gas, and I don't usually go inside. You're not there
to shop. You're just there to get like some food or drinks that you might be like wanting.
Yeah, you know? I just usually don't go to the gas station for it though. That's like,
well, I mean, it's more compact than like going to a Walmart.
I mean, yeah.
And it's not like if you're gonna go to Walmart to get snacks, it's gonna be like those big bags that you can always like grab like snacks out of later. But like when you go to the gas station, it's always a one-time thing. Like it's a one-time like consumption size thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's designed for people who are like maybe want to eat or drink on the road.
Yeah. Well, okay, to be fair, at Auburn, we actually have something that's kind of similar to, it's like a university style store. It lets you spend like the money that you get on like your student card that's supposed to be used for like the dining halls and stuff. You can use them there, and they have a lot of the same stuff as a gas station. They have like the small like you said, one time use kind of stuff.
So you're talking about a campus store?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we have that at JSU as well, but for me, it's always like.
But to be fair though, I never really go there either. I just don't buy like single use type things. I just usually don't. I don't know why. I used to.
So essentially, like if you're gonna spend money on food, you're gonna spend it on the food that lasts.
I mean, I guess I mean, I never really think of it that way, like intentionally. I just kind of naturally don't buy the small type stuff because I just never think about it. I mean, I used to when I worked at Publix, because I would always get it like whenever I was on my break and stuff like that. But I always just bought it at Publix. I never went to a gas station for it. Like I never go somewhere
Well,
specifically.
I mean, if you're already at a grocery store that you work at, of course,
Yeah.
like all the stuff is right there. You can practically sneak some in your pocket as you work, theoretically.
Not saying that I would ever do that, of course.
I mean, you're not going into a Publix again. You might as well say whether or not you would or had.
No, I actually haven't, but
Because, I mean, I'll be the first to say I steal food from Wendy's a lot. I
take note, Will's manager.
Oh, no, she knows. She knows that I, like, every now and then, like, I'll make myself a sandwich whenever it's break time, or every now and then I'll reach over the fry station, grab myself a little nugget, and just nom 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 nom.
Nom nom.
Yeah.
That's a terrible rendition of that sound effect.
Oh, you want me to go realistic? You want me to just go like?
No. I think we're good.
Yeah. You want to stick with the nom 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 sound? What is this episode? See,
this episode is Will and Steven talk about Wendy's for an hour.
All right.
This is literally the closest to Will and Steven sit down at computer and talk for an hour that we've gotten.
So, wait, so you mean the other episodes weren't that?
Well, I mean, but we're just like talking about Wendy's. We're not bringing up topics.
Okay, fine. You want topics? Here's a topic.
Kanye West.
No. All right. So, remember back in the day in the first few episodes where we talked about the Burger King commercial?
The
Whopper.
Oh yeah. The one that you made the original podcast song out of.
Yeah. And we had a whole discussion about commercials having catchy jingles and whatnot.
Right.
Well, there's this other commercial that is playing on YouTube for a really good while. It's one of those 15-second unskippable ad ones.
Ah, of course.
And you might have come across this already. And it's for a company called NerdWallet. I don't know. I think they're like finances or something. And the ad goes like this. Hello, it's me, your future you. You made bad money moves, so you work at 102. Don't make your future you hate you.
Don't make your future you hate you. That's a weird slogan. I don't know why.
Now that you bring it up, it is, but that's not even what I want to focus on. Like, first of all, this little jingle that they have, it's been stuck in my head for literal days, possibly weeks, because like a few weeks ago, this has really started to like pop up on YouTube, and like it's just been stuck in my head. But I just want to go through this ad real quick. I'll describe it to you in case you haven't seen it before. So it's basically
I didn't do my homework.
Well, I never gave you this homework because I assumed you may have seen it already. Because like I said, this is going rampant on YouTube right now. But I'm pretty sure it's also a TV commercial, so I don't know if you watch TV.
Not usually.
But
and surprisingly, I haven't actually seen it on YouTube for some reason.
Really? I wonder if this is something they're targeting at me and me alone. Because they knew that this jingle was going to get stuck in my head. Maybe that's the case. Maybe this whole thing is a conspiracy. Oh man! All right, but let me describe this ad for you. So this is these two old people.
Old people.
They say that they're 102 years old. But
which I don't believe.
But because they made bad money moves, they still have to go to work. And presumably, according to what they give us, their work is on a computer. So they have to get onto a futuristic looking computer to do their job. They never actually say what job it is they're doing. But after the guy says, so you work at 102, there's the screen that has a person who's like significantly younger, might I add, who's just telling him, you're late. You're late to your job. And I just find it so funny because these are people who are 102 years old.
You're late.
Yeah, it's like, you're late.
What are you doing? You're late.
What's your excuse?
What's your excuse? Don't give me that 102 years old. When I was 102 years old.
And then clearly like 23. And they're just the manager. It's like, you're late. It's like, why aren't you here on I just find that so funny that like the way he said it was just so condescending. It's like, you're late. Shame on you. Shame on you, 102-year-old. Yeah, not arriving, sprung and everything. And it's just so funny. And like you said, that ending line is where it's like, don't make your future you hate you. Just like, because you know what this reminds me of?
What?
And you're absolutely not gonna know what I'm talking about, but this is.
I mean, yeah, that's just a given.
But there's a show on Netflix called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off.
I've heard of Scott Pilgrim, mostly because I've seen people play the video game of it.
Yeah, but there's a show on Netflix where Scott Pilgrim is kidnapped by his future self, and his future self is trying to prevent him from getting too close to this other girl, because according to future Scott Pilgrim, it ruined his life. So that's an example of future you hating you, but in that case, it was just more like future you kidnapping you, taking you to his timeline, and warning you about this one girl. It's like,
it's always about girls.
Yeah. Like, oh, that girl you think you're gonna have a happy relationship with?
Yeah, she dumps you.
No, it's like, you're gonna get married, but then y'all gonna go through a divorce, and it's gonna ruin your life.
So don't do that.
Yeah. And that's the premise of it. There's more to it, but I'm not gonna explain that. But that's just kind of an example of, like, a scenario of, like, in fiction, just, like, your future you, like, getting in contact or doing something to the current you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Basically just going back in time to, like, say, hey, you know, you done did the wrong thing. You need to not do that. Yeah, you done goofed.
You done goofed. Yes. But yeah, the main reason why I'm bringing this up is just to draw attention to, like, again, it's catchy. The jingle is catchy, and it's just like, I don't even know why. Like, this is as standard of an advertisement as it gets, but for some reason, this is the one that really sticks in my head. I both love and hate it. I have a weird relationship with it. I'm probably gonna have future me come take me and tell me about how I shouldn't get too emotionally attached to this commercial. Otherwise, we're gonna get married to it, and then we're gonna get divorced with it, and it's gonna ruin my life.
Gonna get married to and divorced from a commercial. I'm just thinking about how that would work.
That's gonna be the weirdest title. Future Will prevents current Will from getting divorced with commercial. That's gonna be the most nonsensical thing until you actually watch this podcast episode for the context.
The most out of context.
Hey, my name's Will. I run a podcast with Steven, and you're watching it right now.
It's Will on the left, and he brings up topics like getting married to
Right,
commercials.
he's still playing Risk of Rain 2. Or
I
as
don't
I like to
even know
call
what
it,
that
Hello Kitty
is. I
games.
don't know what you're talking about. I
Alright,
don't know what this Risk of Rain 2 of you're talking about. Doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah, those random flashes on your screen, they could just be anything, honestly.
I mean, screens do in fact give off light, so like obviously they're gonna
Well,
be.
like, if you're just doing nothing, you're just staring at the other person you're having a conversation with, it's not going to flicker as much as, I don't know, playing a video game?
How do you know that? That's just what the government wants you to think.
Okay, so it's the government. Okay, so this is another government conspiracy.
Yeah, obviously. Why would you think it wasn't?
Y'all are saying this, right? Or am I pointing in the wrong direction? I don't know.
Nobody knows anymore.
All right, let's move on to the last topic, and let's see if my voice can survive. Uh,
Spoiler alert, it doesn't.
how do you know that?
I don't know, I'm just taking a wild guess.
All right, so here's a classic sports-related question that has a lot of people, discussing it. Let's say theoretically there was a football game, and it was between the absolute best college team versus the absolute worst NFL team. Who do you think there would be any competition in that game?
I mean, maybe. But I think the best, well, I mean, the best college team is, well, as of this year, it's Michigan, because they won the playoffs, so.
Right.
If we consider them the best college team, because like I think like college is obviously like the pathway to the NFL for the players at least. Like playing in college is how people get to the NFL. So like
Yeah.
college play is somewhat close to NFL play. Like it's not that like obviously the NFL it's like people like players from the NFL are gonna play better because it's just a higher level, but college is still like it's still football. It's still like mostly the same rules and stuff. Like people still know how to play the game. So I think if you take the best college team, which would probably be playing at like pretty close to an NFL level, and the worst NFL team that's barely playing at an NFL level, like I feel like they would be pretty close.
Okay, that's interesting. The main argument is that there would be no competition because regardless of how bad an NFL team gets, they are still a team built up of some of the best college players that they've been drafting. So it's the best from a variety of different teams, all coming together who have experience at the professional level.
Yeah, but like you also have to consider like college teams draft players too. Or they don't really draft players. They give players scholarships to come go to college there and play for them.
Right. And it really does come down to like what makes an NFL team the worst. Does it come down to the players or does it come down to the ownership? Because right now in the NFL, the current worst NFL team, according to the stats, are the Carolina Panthers, and the big reason for that, and some may say the biggest reason, is because the owner David Tepper, he's a tool. Honestly, he's just a tool.
So like most
And
college teams these days.
and he's just like he's running this team into the ground with his horrible business decisions. And so it's a question of, and for the longest time, the Washington Commanders, formerly known as the Redskins, their owner, Dan Snyder, he was notorious in Washington for being a bad owner. Like, for a while, he was just really bad. And the Washington team had never risen to like great heights because of Dan Snyder. They made the playoffs a few times, but then they will never reach that like ending goal of the Super Bowl because Dan Snyder was bad at drafting players, at spending money properly. It was just so it really comes down to like when it comes to the worst teams, do you blame it on the players or do you blame it on the organization?
I think it's a combination of both. Because I feel like the organization also has an effect on how well the players play. Like, even if. Because, like, there's instances where a player can be really good, but, like, their talent isn't properly utilized because the.
So, like the Falcons last season. Yeah, fuck you, Arthur Smith.
Like, I feel like it's a combination of both sides when it comes to. Like, I feel like bad players can make a team bad, but bad organizations can also make a team bad. Like, you need good players that are managed by a good organization in order to have a good team.
Yeah. And we can assume that because Michigan won the playoffs of college, that they have a pretty good organization, all things considered.
Probably, yeah.
So,
and a better organization than Alabama.
And Auburn.
Yeah, well, everybody knows Auburn's organization sucks. All of our coaches don't know what they're doing.
So, and that's another topic I'm going to get on to, and then we're probably going to end this. Next season for Alabama, it's going to be interesting because, you know, Nick Saban obviously has retired as the head coach. So,
and nobody knows how it happened.
Wait, what?
I mean, it was a surprise. Like, everybody thought Nick Saban was never going to retire. I mean, Nick Saban retiring gives the same energy as the Queen of England dying. Like, think about it. Think about it. It does.
This is more. It's more comparable with like maybe I don't know, like Nick Saban. He's a human too. Like it's not like he could go on forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he like.
I think Nick Saban wanted to retire before he turned into someone like Bill Belichick, where it's like he just gradually fell off as a head coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wanted to ensure that his legacy was, you know, still legendary and that it wasn't tainted by several seasons of falling off as a head coach. Know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Because, I mean, let's be honest, Alabama was kind of falling off.
Yeah. So, what's going to happen with them next season? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I think like they're still going to be a decent player in the SEC because they always are. But I feel like they're not going to be like as dominant as they usually are. Yeah. There's like a big part of a big reason.
Dynasty.
Like a big reason for this. A big reason for their success. Like the reason that they have been so successful has been because they have an amazing coach in Nick Saban. Like, as much as, like, Nick
Saban was to Alabama what Bill Belichick was to the Patriots. Before Tom Brady arguably played a bigger part in this. But, you know, just, like, that, like, creating a dynasty for your team. That lasted several years. But in the same way that after Bill Belichick... Well, no. Here's the thing with Patriots. After Tom Brady left and Bill Belichick continued to coach, the Patriots fell off hard, and they've now become just one of the worst NFL teams. So the same thing could arguably happen with Alabama with such a drastic change in quality.
They could.
Who knows? They could even reach the level of Auburn, making it a more dynamic rivalry now that they're both equally bad. Who knows? All right. I think that's about the end of this episode.
Yeah, we talked about Wendy's and sports.
I think we had ourselves a banger. What do you think, Steven?
I think it was pretty good.
Shorts coming out. make them or not. Who knows?
He'll make them if he feels.
He'll
make them if he feels like it.
It just depends on how bored I get at night, and I decide, you know what, I can definitely make a short about that one moment. But yeah, as always, please like and subscribe for another episode of To Whom It May Concern. Podcast out.